sing a song of history long, a struggle for the borough we all love, the Rutherglen town, a town strong, whose people bear allegiance to the crown. In Rutherglen we've got Orangemen, whose patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it will be the Orangemen in Rutherglen.
Hi, welcome back to the Orangemen from Rutherglen as we continue to tell the stories of the Orangemen and women from Rutherglen. Thank you everybody that tuned in last month. The response has been phenomenal and we appreciate all feedback. Remember to give us a like on Facebook, Twitter, follow us on YouTube and keep up to date with our latest content as we continue to dive into the history of Rutherglen on the Purple District 20. Our guest tonight on the Orangemen from Rutherglen is who followed last month's brother McFarlane to the district position from 2000 to 2006. He's been a highly influential member of the district as Chief Marshal, Deputy Master, District Master and still continues to serve as District Treasurer. I'd like to welcome you, Brother Elvin, LL 213. Thanks for coming along. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just going to dive straight in and just ask, so you joined the Lodge 255 in 1988. Mm-hmm. What made you join the Lodge in 1988? What made you join when you joined?
Well, it was Mary Suter and Sheena was neighbours of mine when I used to do the buses, you know, and they asked me, would you like to do the buses for the district? And I says to them, no problem. I said, I'll take me, do the buses if you want them. So I take them down to see James Montgomery. I spoke to James and James says, aye, there's no problem. You can get these buses for the district, no problem. We've done that for years, and then one year Mary Suter says to me, do you not fancy joining yourself? So I did. I came into 255, you know, and I had a great time in 255. Really enjoyed it. You know, it was, I think it was, my sister and that was in 12 district. You know, they were in it for years and they kept saying to me as well, why don't you join it? But eventually I did. I came in and, as I say, I've had a good time. Really enjoyed it all the time I've been in it. You know.
So what age were you when you joined the Lodge?
No, you're asking. I think I was just over 21. I can't mind, to be honest.
What do you think is the best thing about being a member of the Orange Order?
It's just meeting people and associating with people. You know, like I said, when I joined 255, the Stuart Aitken and Sam Stevenson, they were very good friends. You know, they welcomed me in and we used to sit and socialise after the meetings and that. And then I got to know David McFarlane, which David was a very good influence to me, you know. When I took over the district marshal position, David was really good, you know.
Mm-hmm. I always say that, like we speak to, obviously spoke to David last time, you keep saying like when you come in, everybody does, so it's a friendship you make and they end up carrying through your life to be good friends.
Well, that's what I said. I've met people like Brian Duffin, Big Willie Small, who's now the district master now. I mean, these were great guys, you know. Mm-hmm. You meet a lot of people and I've met a lot of friends in here. And I was glad I actually joined it, you know.
Definitely. You touched on there, you followed from Brother McFarlane to District Master. How did you feel following on for Davy?
Well, it was a very hard position to follow from Davy because Davy was a very good District Master and it was very hard, you know. But as I said, Davy kept me right. I'd done something wrong, Davy kept us. That's what you're supposed to do. But David was a good leader, you know, and a good friend as well.
I think it also helps. I'm sorry, like people do help you a lot, and I don't think people realise that if you go in, there might be people that are thinking about taking a position in the Orange, and they say, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that," or "I don't know," but you do get a lot of help, and it's good that it's an organisation that's really good for helping you.
Well, I've got like as I said, David. I mean, there's sometimes I can sit, you know, as I'm doing something and go, something will crop up and I'll go, oh, I don't know, and I go and ask David. And David helped me a great deal, and so did Stuart Aitken and Sam Stevenson. they were really good, you know.
So if you were surrounded by great Orangemen.
They were great, aye, they were great. Because there was one time we were talking, and I said to him, to make a speech about something, and I says, Stuart, I says, I'm hopeless speaking. And he goes, you're right, you're rubbish. That was the things they done, you know what I mean?
Makes it so relaxed as well,
Oh, aye, they were brilliant.
You were really successful as a district master. You know, you speak to people who always say that. What do you think made you successful as a district master?
Well, I wasn't one of these people that thought I'm a cut above everybody else. I treated everybody the same way as what I treat myself, you know. That's just as normal. I mean, I went to junior and juvenile meetings and it was great. I really enjoyed them, you know.
No, definitely, because Davey was saying that as well. It's like you come in, just be straight-eyed, and take it there. And the people who help you, you'll probably make mistakes, maybe, of course you would. I mean, everybody does, we're human, but it's just to know that there's people there you can fall back on.
That's right. We all make mistakes, we're not all perfect, I can assure you that, you know.
See, when you were district master, do you think, was Davey the most influential, like, to help you? Like, obviously you've got a lot of help, but was it like Davey's and stuff, were they the ones that like sort of
They were the
you?
ones that, I mean, Brian Duffin as well. Brian Duffin was great, he was a great secretary as well, you know.
Definitely. Like,
then young David came in, he's made a big influence on me as well, you know.
That's good, because even though the other podcast, Davey did mention Brian as well, and I think everybody knows that the district would have a bit harder if it wasn't for Brian, in a sense as well, because he's done a great job as well. But I think it's good because it helps everybody as well. So it's like helps you, then you can help other people. It just goes
Brian was a great influence as well, you know. Because I can't fault Brian whatsoever. You know.
That's good. So you did have very important roles in the district. You were district chief marshal, deputy district master, went on to the worthy master. Now you're currently district treasurer. Sorry. Is there any role you prefer doing?
No, really, I enjoyed every one of them. You know, it's. I mean, they were all good. You know, I didn't have a problem with any of them. You know, the chief marshal it's a hard job to do, I can assure you. You know, try to get them all organised, but apart from that, it was okay. You know. See,
you've been in really good, high esteemed position. Did you ever feel that? Were you ever nervous to take any on?
Oh, you're nervous. It's. I mean, you've got to remember you sit in a hall. The hall looks like 10 feet long, you know. It feels as bigger, but I was nervous, you know. But you get over that as the time goes on. You know?
And also the help as well, because I said as well when I first became worthy master as well, it was like I can't do this. Like I really won't be able to do it. And then also David as well really helped us, and I think that's as well to anybody that is watching as well that may be thinking help is there, or people do it, and it's an organisation that's great for that. It really is. I mean, people will always help you. And in Rutherglen, also we have eight lodges, male and female, and a juvenile lodge. Now, how important do you think it is for all lodges to work together in a district?
Oh, it's very important, you know. I mean, when I was born in Brigton, you know, I'm a Brigton man, and I used to go every time the parades came in, used to go and watch them. So it's very important to make sure they all work together, you know, and bring everybody together. Don't separate anybody, keep them all together, you know. And they'll soon mingle, you know.
No, definitely. I say also we touched on the junior lodge as well. They seem to be really important just now because I know we're our own one. They're doing well, but also we had to cut down and start. But I think that I feel that they feel like the junior and juveniles ranks should be more like how important is that to you as well? Because you said just to go to their meetings and stuff. So.
It's just unfortunate we lose for juvenile lodge. That was unfortunate that, but juvenile. Sorry, junior lodge. Juvenile lodge has come up through the great. I've not been to see them for a wee while right now, but I've got things that work important. I've got important work in there, you know, and the work's mess about, you know.
So you just touched on your work there. You obviously said you're a bus driver, so that's probably been at the start of your like predominantly weekend work. How did you balance? Like, because obviously most parades are weekends. How did you ever balance this sort of even coming to meetings and parades being a bus driver? Like?
Well, it was very hard at the start, but I had friends in the bus company that were blue noses as well, and they swapped. They never gave me changes, you know. But apart from that, you know, I didn't have any much problem, you know.
I think that's all important because I don't think people realise if you work weekends you take holidays and things like that and stuff, as you say, even come to meetings because if you're on a night shift or a back shift or so. But so it's just good to have people in your support in your work that helped you. Definitely. So, at this point, we're going to take a wee break from the show. and show some advertisements for the 20 Social Club.
Rutherglen, we've got Orangemen. This patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it will be the Orangemen and Rutherglen.
Our town, our culture, our traditions, our history, our members. For the first time ever, the members of Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 can tell their stories to you as part of Rutherglen's first ever podcast. Join me, Jason Hamilton, as I meet the Orangemen from Rutherglen at 6 p.m. on the first Sunday of every month, live on District's Facebook, Twitter and YouTube pages.
Hello, welcome to the 20 Social Club.
20 social club are opened at the moment and are committed to following all government restrictions to provide a safe environment for our customers. Therefore, some aspects in our advert, such as live entertainment, may not be available until restrictions are lifted. Please remember facts for a safer Scotland. Wear a face covering to protect yourself and others in enclosed spaces. Avoid places which may be crowded. Clean your hands thoroughly and regularly. Keep a 2 metre distance from other people. And self-isolate and book a test if you show any symptoms. Stay safe, protect others, save lives.
Rutherglen, we've got Orangemen, whose patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it will be the Orangemen and Rutherglen.
So welcome back to the Orangemen of Rutherglen. I'd also first like to start to thank the Rutherglen Orange and Purple District and the 20 Social Club for allowing us to use these fantastic facilities and their surroundings. I'm still here with brother William Elvin and have been telling us about his journey as an Orangeman. So you transferred to 213 in 2011. What made you do the transfer?
Well, my wee friends that went away with Stuart Aitken and Sam and they all went away. And I was getting very friendly with Peter, Brian and all them. So I felt as if, don't get me wrong, the 255 are great members. A lot of them were great talking to you, know, they didn't shove you aside or anything like that. I just felt as if I felt it needed a wee change, you know. I think had a different lot to see, because I was very pally with a lot of them in 213. You know, that's the only reason.
You're currently Deputy Master in 213.
Aye.
So you'll be next to sort of take over Master. Do you think you'd take over Master? Would you look forward to doing that? Or because I've actually found out today you're the only District Master to never be awarded Master of a private lodge.
That's correct, aye. I'm the only District Master in the whole 20 Rutherglen District. Was never a Master in my lodge.
What do you think? Do you think there was a reason for that?
No, there's no reason, just I don't know what it was, it just never ever came about, you know.
Also, I know that if the election got and you were to have a vote, would you happily take Master?
Oh, aye, I'd take the Master and win it, aye.
Yeah, that's good, that's brilliant. Also, we're in the 20 Club and we know like they do the social nights and things like that, so even when you were District Master, were they just as important back then as well as they are just now for the club, and did you come to many of the social evenings?
Oh, I went to a few of them, aye. There was some great nights in here. What do you call them? 34s, we went to what theirs do one night, it was brilliant, you know, 255s had some great nights. I went to the Burns nights in here and they were brilliant as well. Couldn't move them. They were the days, I can assure you.
I've heard the ones you spoke, they're like 34, they always mention their dances back then. I think they did over country and western one year or something, right. Barrels of hay and things like that as well.
Just unfortunate, I couldn't make every one of them, that was the only thing, you know.
Definitely. Also, I'd imagine being District Master at the time as well, try to juggle everything, because obviously not expected, but they also think like to turn up to like a function and stuff like that. Is it hard to like just balance that, the social side and like family life as well?
Oh aye, because you see, what you got to remember is we a District Master is supposed to attend meetings at certain times. Now, when you take it out in a week, some meetings are two meetings a week, some's 3, and the best one was the junior and juvenile stadium. You used to laugh at them, so you did. They were brilliant, so they were. You know, but I couldn't make every meeting, that was the only thing. But I tried to make as many as I could. And I think I made mostly of them all, you know.
Also, you remember Rutherglen Royal Black Preceptory?
That's correct, aye.
In what way do you feel the blacks differ from the orange?
The blacks differ because all the members in the blacks are members of the district, and we all mingle together and all get to know each other really better, you know. All the different lodges are on the one. And the blacks is a good organisation, you know.
Definitely.
Just need more members, that's the only thing wrong with the blacks. You know.
Definitely. I know the next question could be quite tough, but obviously you've been many positions in the district. What parade was it? Did you ever have a favourite parade? Was there any other parade that stood out?
No, really, because they were all great. I liked every parade, church parades, especially junior and juvenile series wins out there dressed up. They were beautiful, some of them, you know. They were really good, you know. But mostly every parade was really good. I enjoyed them all. Church parades, the Boyne celebrations, and the Ibrox one, that was really good. I enjoyed that.
See, I remember going to watch the Ibrox one with my mum and dad being in the lodge, and it was great. It'd be brilliant if you could get that back, but I don't think that will ever come back.
That will never come back.
But everybody did love the Ibrox Church parade. It was great.
That was a great parade.
About obviously the junior and juveniles, it's great because when they're parade you see them dressed up as William and Mary and stuff like that. They're obviously they're vital to it as well. I mean, but it's just good. That one thing I love when I'm coming back is Boyne Celebration Day. You turn before the bridge was built, just down for the Victoria Bard. That also gets them up. But see, as District Master, what's it like when you turned onto the main street for your first parade as District Master back on the main street, like returning home for the Boyne Day?
When you just turn around, you see all these people lining the streets. It was brilliant, you know. Just to see them, or to see you coming back.
Definitely.
Really good.
It's just great. So obviously they've done many parades. Did you ever do parades in Northern Ireland, England, or did you ever go further afield?
I walked with 1053 in East Belfast. I went with them one year as a district master, and I really enjoyed it, you know.
Probably I think they're one of the latest districts in. They know on the 12th. They know sometimes walking at 10, 11 o'clock at night still in something like that.
We were still out at 9 o'clock at night, I can assure you. But it was a great parade. I really enjoyed it. Mind you, I was stiff in the morning when I got up. Really stiff.
The Belfast parade is great. It's long. The one it's like. So did you do that regular?
No, I only went once. I've not got the time to get back out to Belfast so much because of the life. Your life doesn't keep too good. Right. And I just want to make sure. So I would love to get back here, don't get me wrong, I'd love to get back here.
See, the thing is, I know when I go for most people go like the 11th to the 13th thing, or some go a couple of days on. Would that have been hard to try and, when you go over try and book in holidays there, and then if you wanted to go away in a normal holiday with your wife, that obviously I'd imagine holidays would have been really hard, would they know, at the time?
Well, that's the thing, you got to, we get certain holidays at certain times, and we can try and change them, but whether somebody will change is a different thing, you know. It's just your luck, you know.
We said to Davey as well, I think a lot of people just think the Orange, they're out parading, sometimes making racket stuff after they're just parading, but I think it's just to highlight the fact that there's a lot more to it. People working, as you say, changing shifts and things like that, and then balancing family life and things like that. So I think it's always good to hold people like, we're not just there to put the streets causing an inconvenience and stuff. We are actually, there's a lot goes into being, I remember if you're taking a high position, it's a lot of work. It's hard work, and as you said, it's non-paid and stuff like that as well. So people expect, they're just out parading, but it's just to show people that as well that it's different. It's not just what you think. You're just they're marching. That's
true. Yeah, just what David said. I mean, it's true. Yeah. Really, the thing is not just to walk in the streets. They're there a reason, you know.
No, definitely. Yeah. Also, you know, we're always encouraging to try and bring younger members into the Orange as a whole across. I think it's across the whole of Britain. What advice would you give young members that are in the Orange just now? Like what for going through their journey as an Orangeman or Orangewoman, what advice would you give them to succeed and be a good Orange person?
Stick into what they're doing, and they're doing a great job, and just when the age comes up to go to the adults, go into the adults, because you'll really enjoy it, the adults, you know.
I think we spoke to a few junior jurors at times, and they've came in, but a lot of them don't come in to the adults. I think they're scared in a sense in it, but
that's it's just nerves with them, you know.
No, definitely, it can be nervous, but it just shows well that it's no, just come. You spoke back about how much help you get, so whenever you're in, you never need to worry about being, I'll be sitting myself and things like that. So when also being like the district master with the junior job is something that you would try and encourage them to continue in to the adults?
I mean, you try and encourage them to bring their friends in and come and meet us, and we can sit and talk to them and real ever you speak to them and I don't know, I can't put my finger on it why the juniors are no coming in, you know, the kids are not coming in. I don't know. Just can't figure it out at all. Because in my days, when I was young, we couldn't wait to get into the Orbs order.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
It's just changed. I think it's just to change that sort of cycle, maybe get them up and running. Because the Dunes Rivers are great. They have good times. Chris Partis and their main parade is they go to I think it's it used to be Blair Drummond, but I don't know if it's something like that. But they go away for the day and stuff like that. So it's just so that come and do it.
I don't talk about buses because you've got to take your buses. You've got to take one of the buses. You know, I used to take them to Balmaha. I used to do the Balmaha to Drummond to Balmaha, and it was great watching the kids going up through all the hills, you know, because I'd done it myself with them. And they parked the bus, we had a wee happy bus it was called, and they had a wee smiling face on it. And we came back, the kids are mucky, so they go take all the washed their clothes and put them on the buses. They were all hanging everywhere on the bus, and people were taking photos of them. You know, it's like with clothes on a bus. It was really good.
If you could go back and give yourself any advice when you joined, what would you tell yourself? If you could give yourself any advice for going through your journey as an Orangeman,
I couldn't give myself just the best thing I've ever done. I've never regretted it. You know yourself would have regretted it, I wouldn't be here, but
no, definitely.
I really enjoy it.
Have you got a most memorable moment where being in the Orange is like either coming through, being made district master, that you said like the chief marshal was hard and stuff like that, was it, if you get any moment that you think that was memorable?
No, not really. It's just get made up when I first came in. I got put into chief marshal right away, and I built it up from there. But the biggest one was getting made up as a district master. After that was my proud moment. Getting made a district master.
That definitely. You've touched on obviously speaking about the older generation helping you and stuff like that. You've obviously seen some fantastic Orange men and women through your time. Is there any ones that stand out in your memory?
Well, as I said, we Stuart Aiken and Sam, but Mary Suter was more or less, she was a really good neighbour to me. She stayed in the same house, you know, close as us, and it was encouraging me, her and Sheena. But apart from that, no, they were great neighbours, you know. They keep pointing, come in,
just,
you know.
Get you in, they just get you in. It says, well, is there any parade you always wanted to do? Is there ever, like, just say for instance, like, if you were over for, I know you done the Belfast, but if there was a parade in like England or London, is there any parade that you've ever thought, I wish I'd done that, but you were never able to do it?
No, not really. I've done the Liverpool one. The Liverpool one was a good parade.
Right.
You know, and we brought the bands through to do parades here. So I'd say I'd go through to Liverpool, which I did do, and I really enjoyed that parade in Liverpool. You know.
What do you think what was so enjoyable? Because I've played in Liverpool and it's great though. I think it's a similar city to Glasgow with the things going. But what do you say? What made it great for you? Would you say?
Just being a district master, they parading with another district, you know. And they made you welcome, you know. Just the pride. You got there.
Well, thanks everyone for watching today. William, thanks very much for coming in and speaking to us. It's been really enjoyable and listening to your stories. Just a wee reminder, people, please follow us and like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with all the latest content.
Before we finish this thing, don't ask me where the buses are parked, please, because I can't tell you.
We've got a couple of people asking where's the buses parked. I bet that was tough though, like see if we did district chief marshal, where is this, where is that?
You've got to go and look and say, the buses are parked down there. Oh, where are they parked? So you get out them. Where's the buses parked? Where are they?
Making your life even harder than it was.
A nightmare, so it was.
Again, thanks for we do appreciate your time.
No, that's fine.
And next month we'll be joined by immediate past master, Brother Jim Nixon, as we continue our stories from the Orangemen from Rutherglen. Again, if you give us a like on Facebook, follow on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks very much. Our town, our culture, our traditions, our history, our members. For the first time ever, the members of Rutherglen Orange and Purple District 20 can tell their stories to you as part of Rutherglen's first ever podcast. Join me, Jason Hamilton, as I meet the Orangemen from Rutherglen at 6 p.m. on the first Sunday of every month, live on District's Facebook, Twitter and YouTube pages.
I'll sing a song of history long, a struggle for the borough we all love, the Rutherglen town, a town strong, whose people bear allegiance to the crown. In Rutherglen we've got Orangemen, whose patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it will be the Orangemen